How's it going, rednecks? I'm out here in the garage getting ready to work on the Yukon, and I believe last time I left off I had the suspension pulled, all the brakes pulled, all the four-wheel drive, front radiator, power washed the frame, painted the frame, and I'm getting ready to put the motor in. And before I put the motor in, I want to run the brake lines. And before I can run the brake lines, I need something. And it is right there. I need the brake master cylinder. And the reason that is removed is this guy right here. I want to install Hydroboost in place of the old vacuum boost. And in order to do that, we need quite a few things. The pieces we're going to need is obviously the Hydro Booster itself. We need a brake pedal assembly, and we're going to go over this in a little bit. This is the brake pedal assembly for the Hydro Boost, and this is one for the vacuum boost. As well as you're going to need your master cylinder. So you can get a master cylinder out of a, I believe that's out of any pickup truck, SUV or something. And that's just your proportioning valve. And then the Escalades actually have another hose, where this one has no hose coming out of the reservoir. For the rear, I believe that's the traction control motor, so that'll actually apply your brakes. And then you'll also need a power steering pump with this right here. This is the factory power steering pump. And as you can see, there's no hose coming out of the side. Like this one right here. I believe that's just for your return. Now guys, I'm going to be quite honest. I was wishing it was just as easy as bolting that up to the firewall, taking that guy right there, bolting it up and being done. And I'm going to take you over to the interior of the truck. It's a little crammed over there. Let's just say I made a little bit of a mess. So here we are at the driver's side, and as you can see, I'm missing quite a bit. My cluster's out, my column's gone, as well as the gas and brake pedal. And I have a big gaping hole in my firewall. Right here's my steering column, and right here is my brake and gas pedal. And the reason for that is because I need to somehow get that brake pedal on that bracket, or I need to put that gas pedal on this bracket. And the reason for that is the location of where the cylinder that comes out of your booster is located. This one is further down on the shaft, and this one right here is a lot closer to the shaft. So after viewing my options for quite a while, I'm going to try and pull that brake pedal off and install it on this mount right here, or this bracket. So this is a 2000 to 2002, because we have the drive-by cable, where the 2003 and newer are drive-by wire. And then what I'm referring to is your throttle body. This is a drive-by wire, so you have, or drive-by cable, so it's a cable throttle body, where the newer trucks run a electronic throttle body. What makes this even more difficult is the bolt pattern, or there's 3 bolts actually that line up with each other, but there's one that needs to be drilled out. And it's going to complicate a few things because that one also gets moved up a little bit. So let's go over to the firewall. I'll actually show you that right now, because the brake pedal assembly is going to be a little bit more involved. So if you take a look at your firewall, your 4 bolts for the brake booster or the vacuum boost are pretty evenly spaced. And we can come here and verify that by just simply looking at them. They're all fairly spaced out. Or if you look at the Hydro Boost, yeah, you can tell which one is out of place. And what's interesting about that is if you come to the firewall, there is already a spot. I set the brake booster up here, or the Hydro Boost, and these 3 holes line up, and that's where the other one sets. There's actually a little punch mark already there. As well as, if you notice, the firewall is cut in a weird shape. And that's because if you compare the two, this one, if you take an imaginary line and go across here and then go to center here, it's further down than this one right here. This is moved up quite a ways. So they had to make up for that, but cutting a hole in the firewall. So you can imagine the vacuum boost kind of centers on this hole, where the Hydro Boost is up here. So far everything seems pretty easy. All I need to do is drill a hole in that firewall, And I should be set, but they had to complicate things with the pedals. And what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over removing and adjusting the brake pedal, and then I'm going to show you why this is going to be a little more complicated with the pedals. To remove the throttle pedal, just to kind of get it out of the way, I just went ahead and unscrewed two, I believe they're 10mm screws or nuts, so the pedal assembly can come off. That's just your gas pedal assembly. And then there's two Phillips head screws here, and as you can see, you just kind of, you can rotate this and pull it out. It's kind of like an old school throttle or your speed sensor, so you can get that guy out of the way. And then what I did is I set the brake pedal. So if you look at this one, how far down it sets, I tried to kind of set this one as close as I could to matching that one. And what I did is there's two terminals, there's actually 5 altogether on your adjustment motor. It's just a little screw that drives this up and down. Right here, this orange with black stripe and purple are the power wires going to that. So all you have to do is put power to one, ground to the other, or flip-flop them to make that motor go up and down. And I got it down all the way, so at least it's closer to the original. And if I need to later, I can obviously just cut these wires, take that plug in, throw it on there, and adjust my gas pedal, or my brake pedal. Well, there we go. With the brake pedals off, I did do a little off-camera checking, and both the ends are the same, so you can put either pedal in either pocket, and this is where the work is going to come in. Now, once again, you can see your pattern here are about the same, and then the hole for the master cylinder comes to the center, whereas the Hydroboost, you have one offset hole, and this hole sits way up top compared to that one. So an easy check is going to be to just simply tear this one out, tear the one out of the vacuum boost, and set the Hydroboost one in place, and you're going to see the difference, which is kind of convenient, I guess. But right there is where we're going to have to drill a hole, and that's not that big of a deal. So far all we got to do is drill that hole and drill the hole in our firewall. But since we're going to be using this, you can already see what needs to happen. That all needs to get cut out, just like on the firewall, because the hole, once again, is higher up. So that's going to have to get cut out, and we're going to have to drill our offset hole so it looks like it's down here. It's going to be right around there. And then we'll be able to mount that brake pedal assembly and finesse that back into the truck under the dash. And just like that, I have the background out, and it looks like the master cylinder is going to clear as it's going to go inside that rubber piece. And then if I flip it around, I have the rubber piece from the other one installed, and it pretty much reveals where I need to drill a hole. So what I'm going to do is just take my stepper bit here, figure out what size I need to go to, and just match that hole right there, this one. And with that hole drilled, I think while I have the stepper bit still marked and on my drill, I'm going to go ahead and drill that one right there. That one fits good. Not much play. Good deal. Looks good. Last thing to do is to mount our brake pedal. Sweet! Future Postal here with a spoiler alert, and we ended up getting this all in, and the brake lights are on with the brake not applied, and then when I apply the brakes, the brake lights go out. and then I take the brakes back off, and the brake lights come back on. Now, the same problem I'm kind of having in the interior here, when I turn the key on, I hold my foot on the brake, and it will not let me shift. But if I take my foot off the brake, it lets me shift. So we got a problem with the brake light switch. So what do you say I get that thing pulled out? And I hopefully will have a solution here shortly, and then I will get back to you. Alright, I have a solution, and I'm going to try and show you what that solution is without being too boring. But what we have right here is the 2000 to 2002 Chevy and GMC brake switch. And this is a 2003 to 2007. So with them both opened up, you can see what happens is this plunger gets pushed back, and what it does is it opens that contact up, and closes that contact. Now on this side, it's on this one right here, we have it opens that one, and closes it. Now that sounds the same, don't it? You got open, open, close, open, open, close. But they're not, because when you take the plug-in into consideration, and we're going to look at the yellow and orange wire here, when you plug this one in, the yellow and orange wire are on the normally open or the open contact. Now when you come over here and install it, this one gets clipped in down like that. Now your yellow and orange wire are on a normally closed. So what I'm going to end up having to do is depin these two, and swap those over to here, and swap these over to here, and I'm going to have to run the 2003 to 2007 switch. Now, if you guys are doing this swap, I'm not quite sure what switch you're going to have, and it's unfortunate because I can't tell you what you're going to do. All I can tell you is this is out of a 2003 to 2007 Escalade, and I don't know if that's different between the Silverado, Sierras, Suburbans, and all that had the Hydroboost system on them. So, yeah, I guess what I'll do is I'll show you how to swap these wires around, and at least if you run into this problem, you'll have a solution. You're going to pop this tab here and that tab right there. Then you're going to take a pick, and on the inside you're going to have to take and pry that way. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a ear on the connector that you're going to want to pry, and once you got that, it'll slide right out. And that's the connector, or the little finger you had to bend to get that out. So I'll bend that one back straight out so it was like that. And that's all that holds it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath my truck now, and I'm going to move the two wires down and the other two up, and we'll see if it works. So here's my connector under my truck after I finished it. Well, there we go. The switch is in. It's all the way up in there. I got the clip on. And now let's see if it works. So here goes nothing. I'm going to push the brake pedal, and the lights come on. And I let off, and they go out. As well as when I turn the key on, it won't let me shift right now. But if I put my foot on the brake, it lets me shift. So there we go. Our problem is fixed. Hopefully that saves some of you guys some trouble or headache further down the road. And you won't have to do that under the dash. You can do it with everything out of your way. But back to your regularly scheduled program. And just like that, we have the 2000 to 2002 brake pedal assembly and bracket drilled out to accept the 2003, or I guess the Hydroboost, and the 2003 and newer brake pedal assembly. And now I have to install it in the interior, and as much as I'd like to show you how much of a pain that is, I'm not going to be able to do it because I parked way too close to this wall, and this thing is sitting on jack stands with no suspension, and I have no easy way of moving it. So once I get that installed, I will get back to you guys. And with a little bit of YouTube magic, we have the brake booster installed. That is the master cylinder, brake booster, the hoses coming out, and the proportioning valve. And that is all right here and all accounted for. And then on the inside, I have my steering wheel back, as well as a gas and brake pedal. I'm happy that's installed, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the brake lines done. Once them are done, I can get this motor in. So hopefully in 2 days I'm going to be installing that motor. I'm pretty excited, and I'm sure you guys are too. It's going to be nice to see some progress done on this thing. But I'm going to interrupt Postal right there and show you the new brake lines that are all ran. So I have all new steel brake lines ran, as well as, if you take a look, I cleaned the reservoir. I used some bathroom cleaner or scrubbing bubbles to clean the inside and out, and I will actually link below the 1/4 inch line that I used, as well as the brake flare tool that I used, because they work really good. I've done over 30 flares with it, and I have yet to have one be bad, so highly suggest getting one of them. And this is the flaring tool I'm referring to. I have 3/16 and 1/4 inch, as well as a reamer and a pipe cutter, so I have 2 of those. And then on top of that, I have a cheap pipe bender that I throw in this case that I got from Harbor Freight. I also leave a cheap set of wrenches. You need a 17 and I believe it's a 10 millimeter to use that flaring tool. And then I kind of leave all my flare fittings and everything in this little case, and I pack it away, and it works pretty good. With that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and get back to work.